LeBron James has been playing at an abnormally high standard this season, and given the fact that the Lakers are pretty mediocre, it's not a surprise that he's been linked with a move away from Los Angeles once again. He's been passive in his approach, but recently he showed his frustration, and it's understandable. So could there be a homecoming for the King in Cleveland? Will he leave the Lakers? Let's take a look. Starting with, could LeBron be off to Cleveland again? Don't shoot the messenger, but recent rumors seem to suggest that LeBron James could be on his way out of LA, and his destination is potentially going to be Cleveland. It's insane how fast the night changes, though, isn't it? Well-wishers were so happy when it was announced by Clutch Sports Group that the King would be leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers and will join the Los Angeles Lakers. It was a truly blockbusting deal on a 4-year contract, with James taking his talents to Hollywood for $154.4 million. LeBron as a Laker made a lot of sense. After all, the greatest player of all time, as per many, simply had to play for the Lakers, didn't he? You've got to play for one of the biggest 2 NBA teams if you want to be in that discussion, or you can build a legacy with a completely irrelevant team, like a certain MJ. LeBron was certainly not going to build one in Cleveland, given just how strong the Warriors were, and how easily they were defeating the Cavaliers in the finals despite that one miracle. And it made sense because of LeBron's ongoing rivalry with the Boston Celtics. And just like that, LeBron James was a Laker. However, after playing 3 years in LA, he's already opted out of his 4th to sign a new 2-year extension, and he's won them their first NBA championship since 2012 too, tying the Celtics for the most championships in 2020. But now, it seems his adventure in LA could be over. On to the big question, what happened in LA? Well, if you ask the Bron faithful, it's a case of broken promises. The Lakers offered him an extension, and he signed the 2-year $85.6 million deal. And since then, he's already signed another one, which will pay him over $97.1 million in September. And he's guaranteed to stay on in LA until his 40th birthday, should he wish to do so. And after what has been a terrible campaign, it would hardly be a surprise if LeBron chooses to do so. Fact is, he's in the twilight of his career, and the front office of the Lakers are content writing off the ongoing season, especially after Anthony Davis's latest injury. That doesn't sit right with LeBron, as we'll explore later in this video, because he wants to win, and he wants to win now. The 4-time champion has been producing all-star levels since he arrived in LA, and this season hasn't been any different. It's the supporting cast which has been a total disappointment. It's also not a straightforward decision for Rob Pelinka and company to change the team and make it better, because the Lakers have made some awful decisions leading up to the present. They've got 2 picks, one for 2027 and one for 2029, by which time LeBron would be long retired. At least we guess so. And they've not really got a lot of players worth trading too. Jeannie Buss and Pelinka assured the fans that the Lakers will improve and add to the roster, but with the deadline approaching fast, it seems like another broken promise. Moving on, why would LeBron return to Cleveland? Well, if LeBron wants to win now, then his best chance remains in Cleveland. Of course, there have been other rumors linking him with a possible trade to one of the other big teams in the division, but they're more unlikely to come to something, and this one makes more sense. The Cavaliers aren't the same team that LeBron left a few years ago. They've changed, and they've changed dramatically. A rebuild in Cleveland has been underway since LeBron left, and now they're putting the finishing touches to it with the arrival of Donovan Mitchell from the Jazz. Even without LeBron, the Cavaliers are a sure shot for the playoffs, and it wouldn't be a surprise if they put together a deeper run in the postseason, because they're truly an impressive outfit. The only one position that this Cavs side lacks is a small forward, and that small forward might be plying his trade in Los Angeles right now. More importantly, it's home for LeBron, and his vast experience of the playoffs and championship runs could do wonders to this young Cavs side. After all, there wouldn't be much of an issue in being the prime superstar on the team either. LeBron had already given up the reins to Anthony Davis in LA, but his injury has meant that the King had to do it all over again. He might have to do the same in Cleveland with Mitchell, who is looking like a superstar again, and we're sure LeBron wouldn't mind that. Up next, LeBron's also interested in the Cavaliers as a business. When LeBron was asked about a possible return to Cleveland, he told the media that the door's not closed on that. He was careful not to say that he's going to return as a player, but he also didn't rule that out, so fingers crossed he does return as a player. But there's a lot more to it for LeBron than just basketball. The King has on many occasions expressed his interest in becoming an owner of an NBA franchise. It would be the right line to go after because of his insanely large business empire that he's built. For now, the most likely of franchises remains a new one in Las Vegas. But if that doesn't work out, the chances are LeBron could, along with a future ownership group, buy the Cleveland Cavaliers. After all, he's an Ohio native, and he enjoyed some of his most special years in Cleveland. It would make a lot of sense to do that. Maybe he could return as a player, convince the Cavaliers to sign Bronny, play with his son, and retire at the end of that potential season before becoming the owner of the Cavaliers as well. Some story, huh? But we've seen weirder things happen, so we wouldn't put our money on any of it. Now, let's look at LeBron's frustration in LA. Enough about the future. Even LeBron said he doesn't know what it holds, so he's clearly keeping his options open for now. But what we do know is that he's very frustrated in LA, given the fact that he's being asked to carry another team on his back, and he just turned 38. It's not only unfair, but also a joke at this point. The King is producing numbers that we've seen him come up with during his prime, and it's staggering to even imagine that he just turned 38 and he's still doing it with ease. James has managed 29 points per game so far this season, playing 29 games, and has been grabbing over 8 rebounds in every appearance. If that wasn't enough, he's also been handling the creative side by assisting 6.6 times in each outing, while coming up with a steal every game and a block every other game. These numbers would win you the MVP in some seasons, man. It's insane. And when you glance at the Western Conference, you can't believe what stares back at you. The Lakers are 12th, 2 places behind the play-in spot, let alone the playoffs, and they're only a loss away from falling to 13th. No wonder a player like James is so frustrated. These kinds of players are once in a generation, and the Lakers are wasting his final few years because of their ineptness. Adding to that, LeBron says that he's a winner and he wants to win. After the Lakers stumbled to another loss against the Miami Heat, LeBron couldn't deal with his frustration and he let it loose in the post-match press conference. Talking to the media, the 38-year-old said that he's a winner and he wants to win and give himself the chance to win and to compete for championships. He pointed out how that's always been his passion and always has been his goal since he entered the league as an 18-year-old kid out of Akron. If it wasn't obvious enough, this is a plea to the Lakers front office to do something and get the man some help on the court. Even at his best at 38, LeBron's performances wouldn't help the Lakers get to the playoffs. So what even is the point? Will he have to settle for only breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record only for this season? Seems kinda unfair. And his comments further heated up the rumors about his potential exit. LeBron added that it's not in his DNA to be just playing the game for the sake of it. He wants to play and win, not just play. The King ended the comments by saying that we'll see what happens, and explained that it depends on how fresh his mind remains over the next couple of years. Nah, the Lakers have truly broken him. Finally, should the Cavaliers sign LeBron? Well, if we can take one thing away from LeBron's current season, it's that he's not your usual 38-year-old. The man has been playing at a level unheard of at his age, and that clearly means that he can do a decent job playing for a decent team. Decent job might be an understatement, given the kind of performances he's coming up with, because scoring a 47-point double-double, which could have easily been a triple-double had he gotten one more assist on his 38th birthday, is hardly decent. And that's why the Cavaliers should seriously consider moving for LeBron. They should give him all the assurances he needs in terms of potentially playing with his son, and in return, they can convince LeBron to take a bit of a pay cut on his massive contract. After that, he'd be willing to listen, because he could be their owner in a few years' time, if not before that. More importantly, can you imagine how wild it would be if he does complete the homecoming? That's a wrap for this video. Do you think LeBron will return to Cleveland, or will he end up retiring in Los Angeles? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.